Yesterday was Columbus Day, a day of discovery. Did you discover anything fun and cool? Yeah, me either. Alexa, what day is it?
Today is Tuesday, October 15th.
From Hollywood, it's the world famous Mojo Elliott, here to rap about the stuff nobody really gives a rat's ass about. Rated E for explicit content. I have to tell you that now to keep the podcast popo happy, all right? So get the soap ready. Here's a little showbiz quiz for yo ass to start the podcast. Who is Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot? You think about that, and I'll tell you in a few. If this is your first time listening to the Rat's Ass Podcast, please make sure your firearms are safe and secure before proceeding. Here's how the Rat's Ass Podcast does work. You email your thoughts, observations, comments, and questions to me, and I respond to them. It's your show. We're just having a good time together. And the more salacious your emails are, the more I like it, and the better chance they have of getting on the air. Send them to ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. You can also listen to the show, the podcast, on Alexa, Spotify, Apple, and most other podcast apps, plus on our Facebook page. New episodes drop every Tuesday and Thursday. Now keep in mind, I do not read your emails in advance. My producer, Fleabag, forwards me your name, where you're from, and converts them so I can read them on the fly, rapid fire style. Typically, I like to roll the dice to see how many emails I'm going to read on every podcast, but we are getting to the point to where we can do 20 emails per episode, and I think that's too much. So here's what I want you to do. Think of a number between, let's say 1 and 12, just like the dice, 2 and 12. Just like the dice. And you send me your idea on how many emails we should read per episode, and we'll just put it at a flat number every week, 2 times a week. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Send your comments to me at ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. All right, let's see how many we're going to do today. We're going to do 6 today, so let's get into the cheese. David K. from Winchester, Virginia. I enjoy reading your movie quotes on the Rat's Ass Podcast blog. You say you cannot be stumped when it comes to movie lines, so here are 3. Let's see if I can stump your ass. Well, yeah, I'll tell you, the only movies you're going to stump me on, animated films. I'm not a big animated film guy, so you can stump me all day long on those, but let's see what you got for me here. Number 1, I've never felt so good before. The empty place inside me is filling up. Oh, God. I simply can't get enough. Come on, man. Really? That's Jack Skellington. Nightmare Before Christmas, one of my all-time favorite films. Tim Burton, come on. I know Tim Burton like the back of my hand. I love his work. Number 2, and then I stroke it. I pet it, and I massage it. Oh, come on. That's Tommy Callahan. Tommy boy. All right, number 3. Why don't you... Okay, I'm having a hard time with this one, Fleabag. What did you write? Okay, number 3. Why don't you guys go locate your dicks, remove the shrink wrap, and fucking use them? American Pie, another one of my all-time favorite movies. I'll tell you, if you're going to go for the raunch-coms, you'll never stump me. I guarantee it. I've seen them all multiple times. Steve Stifler, American Pie. So there you go. Thanks for the email on that one. Bianca in Fresno, California, says, I caught your podcast about dirty song lyrics, and I've got one for you that's more timely and semi-dirty for you. She says, take the song Chameleon Air, Riding Dirty. Okay, let's do this. Riding Dirty, you know what the theme is on this, right? They see me rolling. They're hating. They're trying to catch me riding ditty, trying to catch me riding ditty, trying to catch me riding ditty. I love it. That is timely, and with just the right touch of nastiness. I love it. Gonna catch me riding ditty. Gonna catch me riding ditty. Love it. Love it. Nina M., Las Vegas, Nevada. I love a guy with a dirty mind, and yours is filthy. Does it come naturally, or do you have to work at it? Well, I come from a family of dirty-minded people, Nina. And generally, when I was growing up, I would say, well, most of my friends were whacking off the Playboy. I was reading Mad Magazine. And after a long radio career, my mind automatically, with everything, goes straight to the gutter first. So I think I've worked at it, so it comes naturally. Dirk O. from Casper, Wyoming. Dirk O. Okay, here we go. You were definitely justified for firing that guy back in the day, but did you actually show the entire video at your Christmas parties? Dirk is asking about, last week we had an email from Blackhead, a guy I fired, and his question was, why did you fire me? And to make a long story short, he basically was fired mostly because somebody took a ham and cheese croissant out of the refrigerator that belonged to him, and he decided it was cool to just drop a deuce in the lunchroom floor and plant a radio station bumper sticker on a pencil, flag in it. And was all caught on tape, and so we fired him for it. But we also took the video and cut it up to where we would show it at the Christmas party. But it stopped right when he dropped trowel. We didn't go any further than that. It was a Christmas party. Food was being served. But we did show the video every year, probably for about 4 or 5 years, until, of course, legal gets involved and says, well, that's offensive. You can't do that anymore. You know, legal. Lawyers, always spoiling our fun. Keith K., Liverpool, England. What thoughts do you have about your American football teams playing in the UK? You know, I'm good with it. I think it's good to expand the brand, so to speak, for the NFL. The only drawback I see to it, Keith, is that these games are played during the regular season. There's travel involved, and I think it takes away a home game, 1 or 2 home games from a team that's playing overseas. I wish that they would take the last preseason game where you're going to have the star athletes playing in those games and play the exhibition in England and leaving the regular season, all the games, here in the United States. That's about it, but they're not going to listen to me. It just makes too much sense, Keith. Colleen B. from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Where is the wildest place you've had sex? Oh, boy. All right, well, I got to think back here. Yeah, I'm going to go right back to my high school days because I took girls where no parents would ever think to look for their daughters. Graveyards. The goth girls loved it. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you right now, no parent is going to go looking for the daughters having the old who's your daddy action in a graveyard. Nobody thinks about it. All right, there you go. That's the cheese. And before I get into the extra cheese, remember to keep your emails coming with your observations, comments, and questions. And I'll give you my 2 cents that makes absolutely no sense on the next podcast. Send them to ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. All right, close the blinds. Here comes the extra cheese. A new study has determined that men who are masters of their own domain, let's say, and do it at least 21 times a month, reduce the risk of prostate cancer by a lot. Hey guys, sounds like a good enough reason for me to wear out your rod at least 30 times a month for good measure. Right, fellas? Jelly Roll, the singer, not the pastry, says he wants to sit down with the people he robbed 24 years ago and hopes they would forgive him. Now, my advice to Jelly Roll is to go see Dr. Jellyfinger and get a fresh perspective on life. I mean, there's nothing like a cockeyed doctor with a lubed rubber glove popping your cork to give you a new outlook on what's right and what's wrong. I'm not sure those people are going to be so forgiving, Jelly Roll. The lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs keep coming. 6 new assault charges have been filed by 2 women and 4 men. You know, there have been so many charges filed against Diddy. He should change his name to Sean, oh boy, Diddy Combs. There's a good doc on Hulu about the Brat Pack, who were extremely popular in the 80s. You've probably seen a lot of their movies. But here at the Rat's Ass Podcast, we got into a big debate about who qualifies as a Brat Pack member. Easy for me to say. In my opinion, it's the actors who were in St. Elmo's Fire and Breakfast Club. Rob Lowe, Amelia Estevez, Ali Sheedy, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, Michael Anthony Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and Demi Moore. Now, am I spot on this? Or am I way off? Do you think there's more? Do you think there's less in there? Think about it. And again, your opinion's welcome at ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. Now, think about this one. What if Demi Moore married Andy Dick and hyphenated her name? Marinate on that one for a while, why don't you? What the hell's going on in America? 7-Eleven just announced they're closing 400 stores. True Value Hardware is filed for bankruptcy. Dollar Tree is closing 600 stores. CVS and Walgreens are dumping 1,600 stores nationwide. Where are we going to get our overpriced drugs and toothpaste and stuff like that? That's a lot of jobs that are leaving. You know, the one thing you never see? A Victoria's Secret closed, do you? Proving once again that must be one hell of a secret. But who really gives a rat's ass, right? All right, now for the answer to the showbiz quiz. Who is Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot? Sounds like somebody that would be in Harry Potter, right? And for as many times as I've watched, and for as long as I've watched Batman, I had no idea that it was the Penguin. If you have HBO Max, they just released, probably about 4 weeks ago, there's 4 episodes of The Penguin with Colin Farrell. He doesn't look like Colin Farrell in this. They've done a great makeup job on him. But this is a really good spin-off from Batman, Penguin, on HBO Max. I'm not going to spoil it for you, and I don't want to oversell it, but it's just really damn good, all right? But yeah, Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot is the Penguin. Be sure to email what you want me to rap about on the next podcast episode to ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. Have I reminded you enough? Like we don't get enough email already? And before I split, though, you can connect to the Rat's Ass Podcast blog via our Facebook page to find out the best sex positions for procreating. We do it all here on the Rat's Ass Podcast. You talk about content, we got content. We'll do this again on Thursday of October 17th, and that's the wrap.